Through the left side, base hit! Downing is in to score! And DVC walk it off!
Best high step. He looks down the middle of the field. He's going to throw the goal route. Has a man in the middle. Intercepted! Intercepted, taking it down the far sideline. He steps out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. And that's how you cap the game up.
Sierra Smith quickly worked around, feeding the hot hand. Jasmine got it! 3 threes for number 23.
Who finds Edwards? Edwards needs to get the shot up. Pulls up a deep three. Able to knock it down!
The counter-attack. Here comes Carla Ramos forward looking for Noelle Lemus. She's gotten by the last defender. Valentine comes down. Noelle drills the keeper. Lemus! Lemus! And that is a DVC victory. And the Vikings are champions of California! Welcome, faithful followers of the Green and White, to coverage of women's soccer on DVC Vikings Live Radio. I'm your host and commentator, Joe Hickey, ready to bring you today's penultimate road match of the regular season as the Vikings visit the Hawks of Cosumnes River College. DVC have spent the last week putting their psychology a little bit back in order, if we're really honest about how things have gone so far this season. That followed a brutal stretch in which they lost 3 in a row, 2 of them by 3+ goals to teams with losing records. But in 2 gritty performances against tough adversaries, they seem to have figured some things out. First, they stabilized themselves after conceding 2 early goals against Modesto on the road and managed to resist the Pirate attack for the remaining 82 minutes, tallying once themselves through Sofia Lopez Real well and threatening an equalizer several times in the second half. Then on Tuesday, they battled so hard that it earned admiration from a handful of the San Joaquin Delta coaches. Through a chippy match that featured 5 yellow cards and more fouls than Jay Gima and I could keep track of, the Mustangs peppered the Vikings' goal. However, the defensive spine of Hicks, DeChoco, and Rosemont managed to domesticate the majority of those efforts, while Denise Correa came up huge several times to deny Delta an opener. Despite an 18-3 shots on goal disadvantage, DVC held Delta to a 0 draw, the first positive result the Vikings have had against the Mustangs since 2017. Now with that, the 4-match losing streak is in the rearview mirror, and the Vikings set their sights today on getting in the win column for the first time since early September. They'll come up against another opponent that has a reputation for playing physical, spicy encounters, especially against the Vikes, Cosumnes River College. We're going to give the rest of this time over to the PA announcer, and we'll finish our introductions here after the anthem on DVC Vikings Live Radio. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back.
Push away, I think that I can give up now, and I'll sharpen my focus if you notice when I'm gone. Down, no more sky. My mother said, be careful, don't keep it inside. Broken words trace your lips, you claim the earth. Fingertips, another day, we're gone, just passing us by. And I can make myself happy for the moment if you won't. Closing off my senses are harder than now. Push away, I think that I can give up now. And I'll sharpen my focus if you notice when I'm old t-shirt smells like you said I was fine. Thought that was true. It was cold outside. I lied, but you put my coat on. I could move across the country somewhere that nobody.
Teams have finished greeting each other at midfield. It appears we are not going to have a national anthem here at Cosumnes River College, merely some scorching guitar.
To this afternoon's match.
No problems with that here for your commentator. It'll be Cesar Plasencia coaching the Cosumnes River Hawks. His team that went to the state semifinals last season returns 8 players from it, 4 of them in today's starting lineup, and you see it there to the right of the screen. Based on positions, looks to be a 3-4-3. Chernay in goal, Ruiz, Morris, and DePaco in the defense. Tao, Bailey, Cervantes, and Ramos in the midfield, and Gonzalez, Stoll, and Ortiz up front. For the Vikings, one change from their lineup from from 3 days ago that held 0-0 against Delta. They are in a 4-3-3. That change is Callista Rubel into the holding midfield in place of Diana Ruiz. Otherwise, as you were, Denise Correa in goal, Ninkovic, Hicks, DeChoco, and Rodas across the back line, Rosemont and Rubel, along with Trujillo, the point of a three-woman midfield, pointing like an arrow straight towards the three-woman front line. Sofia Lopez Real on the right, Carol Esquivias on the left, Suhani Singh dead center and ready to rock. The teams are in their pre-game huddles as we are being welcomed to the jungle that is Elk Grove. I did not realize elk frolicked in the jungle, but we'll allow it. Mid-70s temperatures, a wind that has been coming and going, but when it is going, is going. It is right to left from our broadcast position, north to south in terms of cardinal directions, and we're waiting to find out which team is going to actually be playing into it and into the teeth of it here in the first half. Cosumnes River coming into play today at 6-4-1. They had a bye on Tuesday, so they have not played since their 8-0 demolition of the Panthers of Sacramento City College. They are 1-1 so far in conference play. DVC 3-6-3. They recently knocked off a 4-game losing streak and ended that with the draw that they put up 3 days ago in Pleasant Hill, where they are undefeated. They've had a rougher go of it on the road so far this season, 2-6 away from home. Won the first 2 against De Anza and against Chabot. And that is the last win that they have to their name, looking to break a 9-game streak without tasting the sweet nectar of victory. Cesar Plasencia's team has come out onto the field, the Vikings following suit. We are just about ready for action. CRC in the home navy blue, with CRC across the front of the chest in orange, a number below that in something of a flowery-looking font. We are underway in this very second. And it is them attacking left to right into the wind. The first ball over the top, handled for a moment by Angelina Ortiz, but unable to control it. Played out the near sideline, right side of CRC's attack. Actually, I would contend either the numbers are sun-bleached or they're actually pink in honor of Pinktober. Seems to be the same across the board here as the Vikings take a ball away in the defensive third. Rodas up ahead looking for Rubel. Nothing doing though, taken away, and it will now come to Mandy Tao, listed as a midfielder, but playing immediately up front. Nice little one-touch stuff to bring a ball forward here for Sofia Lopez Real after a touch from Trujillo. She peels a run into the center. Singh looking for somebody to serve. Gets that past the arrival of the defender Cervantes. It's on the foot of Lopez Real, forced to curl her way out on the left wing. Her ball inside on the ground, cut off by Cervantes. Cleared away towards the midfield stripe. There's Mandy Tao working on it. She'll move it to the right for Ortiz, wearing the captain's armband. Centrally now for Ramos. Even more centrally for Bailey. Back to Tao. Her one touch is going to carry almost to the sideline as she looked to drop it back for Ramos. Isabella chases it down. Another bit of an errant pass, this one coming from Ortiz to the center stripe. Quickly up the right sideline, touch from Ramos, and now controlled for a moment by Ortiz. She is stood up by Cristobal Rodas, sporting the bright red scrunchie. Coming forward is Ella DeChoco, playing her 3rd game, actually rather 4th game now, 3rd starting, but 4th game total in this center back position. Singh and Lopez Real unable to get on the same page. The ball is out for a CRC throw. We're at the midfield stripe, ball to the body of the 6. Ortiz going up against Cristobal Rodas, and initially the flag from our AR on this side, Matt Fox, indicated that it was CRC's, overruled by our center, Nathan Jubelhor. He and the rest of his crew, along with Roman Yordachi over at the near sideline, in the orange and black referees kit, as the Vikings look to build an attack here for the first time in this match. Rosemont up the right side, trying to find the run of Suhani Singh, knocked down by the chest of a CRC center back over the top of the shoulder of Tao. One touch to get around to Choco. Hicks puts a foot in, and just behind the center circle, DVC retake possession. Rosemont under pressure immediately from 2 CRC players. Works it off to the right side. That's where Carol Esquivias is moving. And right away, we have the wingers on the opposite side from what I was expecting. Lopez Real on the left, Esquivias on the right. Trujillo on the ball right now, stood up by a defender. Lopez Real gets to it, pokes it towards the right side for Carol. Knocked away. Ninkovic with the thigh pushes this one forward. That's going to carry to Suhani Singh after the bounce did not favor the CRC defender. Singh looking to get herself faced up near the edge of the 18. Slides this just behind Casey Trujillo. Ball claimed here by CRC. They move towards the near sideline, have spent most of their time on the right side of their midfield. Drop back here to the 9, Bailey, who's playing the center pivot role. It is Tao Ortiz and the woman being fed right now up the left side to Paco in pursuit. Correction, that is the 3, Sadie Stoll rather, not the 12. 1 and 2 add up to 3. It's cleared off of her foot, out the back for a DVC goal kick. So Stoll, Tao, and Ortiz from left to right in the attacking line. Your center pairing appears to be Nicole Morris alongside Emily Ruiz. De Paco and Cervantes, your outside backs. 16 and 12, right and left respectively. Cervantes the one on the ball right now after the goal kick rattles around, claimed by CR. Up the right side here now for the feet of Ortiz. Angelina Ortiz cuts her run, now puts in a cross on one hop at the top of the 6, claimed by Denise Correa. Ortiz, the leading returning goal scorer from last year with 10 goals and 7 assists. 6 and 5 so far this year, also leads the team in the former category. We hope not to find out in person, but she is generally the penalty taker as well for this club. 2 of her 6 tallies this year and 3 of her 10 last year coming from the dot. CRC claim a ball in the right side of their defense as DVC had batted it around the midfield for just a moment. Ball forward is headed away by Cristabel Rodas, out for a CRC throw here on the right side. Having identified everybody else, we mentioned Melanie Cherney in goal. That does leave Bailey, Ramos, and Gonzalez. 9, 18, and 26 as your midfield. As we mentioned, it appears at the moment that they are playing with a 3-woman midfield and with 1 pivot. Vikings with a double pivot. We'll see what that does in terms of building advantages throughout the field as the throw in for the Vikings comes up off the body of the 16, Cervantes. Throw into the green and white about 15 yards further forward. Suhani Singh tracking back, and she's going to give away the ball here to Mandy Tao. Tao trying to take Hicks on the dribble. Gets inside her, now splits the channel for Angelina Ortiz. Right wing, Rodas looking to close her. Ortiz knocks it to the byline. Ortiz crossed in. That's too long for the arrival of the number 3, Stoll. Fed back in, and a sliding challenge from Rubel is going to take that out of play. Rosemont, rather. Ball claimed by CR at the left side, Emily Bailey. A stab challenge by Rubel will briefly take that away. Ball pops up off the boot of Lopez Real, waiting for it to come earthward is Rubel. And it'll be Bailey getting in front to intercept. Bailey taking a rip from distance, and that one will be claimed by Denise Correa, her first stop. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step against San Joaquin Delta. 18 saves for Denise Correa, the sophomore out of John Sweat. We've mentioned before the transition to being a goalkeeper here for Denise. We've decided that we're done talking about that after last week. You post a clean sheet with 18 saves, you are a goalkeeper with a capital G. CRC back on the ball. Tao up ahead, just a little bit short for the arrival of the 18 Ramos, but she manages to spin and get it to the left for Stoll. Stoll near the edge of the 6-yard box, but has it bank off of a DVC defender. It'll be the day's first corner kick, coming here in minute number 8. They take it short. Here comes the ball into the 18, and at their full stretch, Denise Correa will stop it at her near post. Knocked down with the head, rattled around for a moment, but was fired in the direction of goal. That perhaps the biggest change we've seen for Denise over the course of this season, getting a lot more comfortable, getting down quick. Decent presence of CRC fans here on a Friday afternoon, 3:30 p.m. Lovely conditions despite the wind. DVC take over. Callista Rubel hits a dime ball over to the left side. Sofia Lopez Real at full sprint, looking to keep it in at the byline. Reaches out with a foot, does hold it in play, banks it off of the arrival of Cervantes, doesn't carry over the line for a Viking corner. And now CRC look to escape. Ramos up the side. Rodas trying to close in on Ortiz, who is peeled way back. Drop back into the defense. Suhani Singh applying pressure. And that is going to cause an errant pass. Rodas on it now. Up to the left side for Sofia. Sofia looking for the overlap of Cristabel. Nothing doing. Cut off there by CRC, but an errant pass out of the back by Ramos, and that's going to go over the touch line for another Viking throw. DVC a little bit shorthanded today in terms of bench players. Only Diana Ruiz, Julia Ognian, Hannah Walden, and Alina Rodriguez available, and Rodriguez was working out a bit of a knee issue. They are going to be without Miki Miyazaki for the near future, as she has she suffered an ankle injury that swelled up real bad during the Modesto game and was unavailable on Tuesday. And then Marina Ognian, if you were watching the game 3 days ago, might have seen the play where she drew a yellow card. Well, she hit the ground really hard as a result of that. She was down for quite some time, and the diagnosis is a broken clavicle. And so that'll be the end of Marina's freshman season, unfortunately, in green and white. Battle in the CRC defensive third over the ball, right at the midfield, or rather the right side touchline. Finally does go out of play. It'll be a throw in out of the defensive zone for Cesar Plasencia's Hawks. 6-4-1 on the season, 1-1 after beating Sacramento City and falling 4-1 before that to Folsom Lake. They've had a week to think about their performance so far this season, coming off of a year where they were a state semi-finalist. It's the 26 Gonzalez floating a ball over to the left wing and briefly taken by Stoll, taken away by Catalesquivias. Scoots around the arrival of Stoll, now tries to poke it forward where it's cut off at the midfield stripe. Taken again here by CRC, just in front of the Viking player bench to the right side of the midfield stripe. Drop back to Bailey. Up ahead, Tao with her back to goal, tries to get turned. Maila Hicks comes forward and Callista Rubel pumps it deep to the right side. Nobody running into that space for the Vikings. If this were hockey, it would be icing. The green and white have had much more impeccable vibes over the last 2 games or thereabouts. Really dating back to some good individual performances towards the end of ARC, and then a real choral effort to rein in Modesto even after going down 2-0. Could have had their heads drop and most decisively did not. Got back into that one, scored a goal in the 33rd through Sofia Lopez Real. They've been leaning into her as a bit more of an offensive weapon. She probably was as close as any Viking to scoring in the late going the other day. Here's a quick back and forth here between Gonzalez and Tao. The final pass up to the left wing did not find the intended target, streaking into position. And for the Vikings, it's now Catalesquivias taking about 40 yards from 20 yards behind the midfield stripe to 20 yards in front. Unfortunately for her, gets locked in battle with Nicole Morris. CRC trying to work their way back up. They'll knock it towards the center. Ramos out wide for Ortiz. Rodas out to close her. Ortiz near the right corner of the box, cuts her run onto her left foot, takes aim and fires, and just does sneak it inside of Denise Correa for a goal in minute number 12. Angelina Ortiz records her 7th of the season, and the Vikings trail 1-0. Partially unsighted there, Denise was able to put in a good dive, but she was certainly cheating towards her far post. And with the arrival of Rodas trying to close her back down, and Ella DeChoco arriving as the help defense, provided just enough filter that Correa got a slightly late break trying to get back to the near post, and that one was snuck in beautifully by the number 6 Ortiz. DVC looking immediately for the response. Callista Rubel takes the ball on the right side and pushes into the wing. Here this comes for Singh, meets it on the volley, but guides it just wide of the frame. Melanie Chernay in the pink over navy blue goalkeeper's kit. Correa in the yellow over black. Vikings, of course, in the road strip, as they always are when you're listening to DVC Vikings Live Radio. White over black over white. Sliding challenge by Sierra Rosemont liberates the ball for a moment. CR's defense lost it forward immediately for Tau, and DVC will look to avoid the head drop here. Tau, right side. Ortiz again enters the 18 from the right side. CR in search of another. She lets rip, and this one's going to go into orbit. Hits the very top of one of the posts that supports the net, that prevents balls from ending up back on the practice fields. The slightest surprise there after seeing her be so very precise on an earlier one. This time, a rush of blood to the head. Ball over to the left side as the public address springs to life and gets ready to tell you who put in that goal earlier. We've already let you know, Angelina Ortiz. She waits to be fed again by Ramos. They've found a lot of joy up this right wing so far. This time, though, she gives it right back to Ramos. Ahead to Tau, looking for the 1-2 as the run continues. Gets onto it from the right side of the 6, puts it across, and that is drilled away by a DVC player. Ends up over the back line. It'll be corner kick number 2.
Credited with the goal for the Hawks, number 6, Angelina Ortiz. The assist given to number 18, Isabella Ramos.
We hear an assist given on that one. I would personally say I think that Ortiz had too much work to do to give that honestly as an assist, but not my choice. Here they come again off the corner kick, took it short. Ramos this time the one putting in a shot, and it's knocked down by Denise Correa. Tries to get back onto it and thread it into the box. This time gets away and under the legs of Sofia Lopez Real. She chases it down and beats Ortiz to it. Here comes Sofia. Suhani with her, but it's 2-on-5. Now Casey joining the attack. Bailey collapses to her. She drops it back to Rosemont inside the center circle. Sierra looking to feed Carol Esquivias up the right wing. Carol knocks the ball down, trying to get set in front of the 12 to Paco. Nothing doing. Taken away in the center, Anissa Camila Gonzalez. She receives it after a touch from Stoll. Now forward for Tau, looking to turn on the arrival of Rosemont. Good work by Hicks to clean that up. Forward now to Trujillo, wearing the captain's armband today, as always. And of course, the ceremony continuing. We'll tell you about it in a second. Maila Hicks lost the ball there on the pass. Ninkovic trying to close down Sadie Stoll. Stoll puts in a cross, batted away by Ella DeChoco. About 35 yards from goal, chased down by Bailey. Drop back now to DePaco after a touch from Stoll, and that an errant pass out just in front of the DVC player bench. The now Matchley ceremony pre-game, where Lily Underwood bequeaths the captain's armband to a player believed to be deserving of it after recent work. As Maila Hicks takes the ball away, she is the one wearing that armband on her left arm. Ball looped over the right side. Suhani Singh in pursuit. It will be chased down first by Nicole Morris. A little coming together there, but it's over the back line without a touch from either. And it'll be a goal kick for CR. A look briefly at how things have been going inside the Big 8 conference today. A pair of early starts as Modesto hosts ARC and Sierra visits the capital to take on Sac City. Elsewhere, Santa Rosa is also up here in the capital at Folsom Lake. You see the table there, DVC looking to pull themselves a little further up, but they have gotten off the bottom as both they and Santa Rosa put up points in the standings with their games last week. A shot from the left side from about 20 yards out is going to go over the top of Correa's goal, but CRC continuing with a great deal of intent. 17 minutes gone, 1-0 to the Hawks. Ortiz in the 12th. Santa Rosa getting off the schneid with a victory over American River College last week. The ball rattles about here off the goal kick. Claimed again by CR. Vikings 50-50 balls have been an issue all season, and they were looking to accentuate a little more playing out of the back. Ninkovic, a stabbing tackle to try to take the ball away from Sadie Stoll, and that's going to be the first foul whistled against the Vikings. Just a little outside the penalty area on the left side. Nathan Jubelhauer, puts the ball in place. It does look to be, I believe, the 10 Morris who's going to put this in. Only DePaco and Ruiz back for CRC. Vikings with a 3-woman wall as this one comes in from the top left corner of the box. Driven hard, and Correa will stop it. May well have gotten a piece of the post. But either way, comes pinging back out. Denise playing that one with her feet to keep from any further damage. Battling here at the back of the middle third of the field. DVC take a ball away, try to ladle it over the right side for Singh into the CR player benches. Throw in taken quickly to DePaco, or rather Morris. CR retake their standard shape after the presence of Morris taking that free kick, pulls them a bit out of whack as she's normally a center back. She drills the ball deep, searching for the chest of Mandy Tao, brings it down. First touch was a little bit on the long side, but there was enough space to get to it. And right through the back, Anissa Camila Gonzalez knocks over a DVC player. Nothing given by Mr. Jubelhar. And CR come up the left wing. The Viking player remains on the deck after the collision. CR continue to play. Stabbing challenge, trying to take it away by Suhani Singh. The Vikings will play it out. And we'll see if there's any attention needed for the player who hit the deck, who I believe, not Callista Rubel, might be Trujillo or Rosemont. Yeah, Trujillo walks over. It is indeed Sierra Rosemont. Had to go by process of elimination there. Rosemont looked to get that ball, and Gonzalez went right through the back of her. It did feel like a pretty decent shout for a foul. I'm over on the opposite side from the team player benches, and so unable to hear if the Vikings bench exploded with fury, as my headphones prevent that. But we've got a stoppage in play here, and so we'll take the opportunity to take a quick peek at what's coming up here in DVC athletics in the near future. The rest of today, a very busy one for most Vikings teams. Cross country is, was in action just before our kickoff, 2:30 and 3:15, the race start times for the Pat Ryan Invitational. Women's water polo is up in Novato at the Marin crossover, where they're taking on the hosts, the Mariners, as well as the Las Positas Hawks. Men's water polo down the coast at the Cuesta Classic at San Luis Obispo. Women started their season that way. Men visit now. They're facing off with Grossmont and Ventura today, Saddleback and Chaffee tomorrow. And of course, in terms of team sports that aren't playing multiple games over the course of the weekend, you've got volleyball on the road at American River College, currently number 4 in Northern California. That at 6 p.m. tonight. And then DVC football, both at the stadium and here on DVC Vikings Live, with Max Agress will be taking on the number 3 team in the state of California, the College of San Mateo, a perennial Bay 6 power, as they open up conference play. Rosemont back to her feet, receiving a bit of attention at the player bench, though I haven't seen her yet mosey over to the training table. Perhaps good news, as she just may have gotten the wind knocked profoundly out of her, either by the collision with Gonzalez or the one that followed up with the ground. It was a rough coming together there, but nothing for Mr. Jubelhauer. CRC in possession as we restart. And with Rosemont out, Diana Ruiz enters the fray. Ortiz at the moment, the one on the ball on the right side, trying to work her way through Rodas. Cristabel gets it, tries to bring it forward, banks right off of Ortiz, out for a throw-in. It does appear to be a like-for-like swap. Trujillo remains the attacking mid, the number 10, both in role and in number on her back. Ruiz and Rubel behind her. Rodas up to Rubel. Tao trying to close her up. Callista tries to putting it forward for Casey. Not able to on the first touch, but the heavy first touch of CRC favors Callista getting back to it, and she finds Carol. Carol, diagonal to Sofia. Now trying to loop this over the head of a CR defender to find the diagonal ball for Callista, leaking out of the back. Or rather, that would have been Casey. Boy, I wish these numbers were a little bigger. Diana Ruiz up ahead here for Sofia. Lopez Real, ponytail trailing behind her, spins one way then the other, trying to beat Cervantes on the dribble. Now puts it onto her right foot, puts in a cross towards the edge of the 18, and Suhani Singh gets a touch to it. The ball touched away by the goalkeeper. It's going to be a corner kick. There was a slight coming together between Cherney and Singh immediately after the attempted toe poke. Nothing given either way, and it'll be the Vikings' first corner kick against 2 so far for CRC. A little more than halfway through first half action here from Elk Grove. Carlos Esquivias heading over to the left corner flag to put this one in. Rodas is the option up the sideline, and they will choose that one. Cristobal, about 20 yards from the byline, puts in a ball, headed away partially. Ruiz brings it down for a moment, still rattling around inside the 18, and the Vikings unable to get onto it and direct anything goalward. The clearance, though, out the far sideline, throw in to come for the green and white. We mentioned that Lopez Real broke the Vikings' goal drought overall. As Suhani Singh tries to dance along the byline, has it taken away. Brought to the feet of Stoll, now deep for Mandy Tao, might have had it pop up to her hand. DVC though, surround, taken away in an immediate attempt to feed a run up the gut. A bit overcooked there off the boot of Rubel. Goes straight to Cherney. It was a 231-minute drought dating back to the goal against West Valley by Suhani Singh. That still the last goal I've gotten to go buck wild for back on the 24th. It's been nearly a month. I am champing at the bit for a chance to lose my mind in the standard way. That one pops up on Ortiz as she tries to settle, hits her hand. It'll be a DVC free kick. This coming about 15 yards across the midfield stripe, pushed well out to the left here at the near sideline. Ella DeChoco putting it into place. Ball maybe 6 feet inside the near side touch line. From the left, here comes DeChoco. This ball floating in over the first line of defense, gets through another, and forces Cherney to claim it herself. Might well have ended up a direct Ella DeChoco free kick goal if it had snuck in, because I don't think a Viking ever touched it. Suhani Singh, Ninkovic, claims over at the far sideline. Here comes a ball up towards the half moon. Knocked down, pressure coming on the center back from Singh. Able to escape, puts it to the near sideline. Quick 1-2, but it's almost a little too far away. Ortiz holds it in play. Heavy touch, and Rubel briefly gets one to it, trying to battle with Ramos. Stepping and looking for the tackle, forces the error. Ball out for a Viking throw just across midfield. Working here on the left side, Cristobal Rodas with Sofia Lopez Real receiving the throw-in. Bounces too far off Sofia. Another one that came up and nearly got the hand, it looked like, of Mandy Tao. Nothing given this time by Mr. Jubelhauer. CRC manage it through the center. Out wide for DePaco. Quick 1-2 with Gonzalez, now up the left side for Stoll. That takes a touch from a Viking, out for a throw-in. Stoll immediately on the refeed. Looking for Gonzalez, touches that through one defender, then a second. Chips up across towards Tao, and that one ends up out the back. It looks like Tao got the touch ahead of the arrival of Correa, but could not guide it goalwards. First substitution for Mr. Plasencia, Emily Ruiz leaves the fray. And she is replaced by Liliana Medrano, freshman out of Cosumnes Oaks. This just the second game she's participated in which she did not start. DVC make a substitution as well. Callista Rubel out. Sierra Rosemont back in, she and Ruiz. The deep-lying midfielders in Colleen Mullins 4-3-3. Correa uncorks the goal kick just over the head of Trujillo. Ruiz gets to it, tries to float it to the right side for Esquivias. Hits it with the chest, now spins her way through DePaco. Trying to work that around Bailey. It does touch the number 9 in blue, and she's able to keep it in play in front of her own bench. Drop back now to Morris. DePaco. Into the center defense as CRC unafraid to build from the back. Medrano, the newly inserted player, works it towards this near sideline. Sofia Lopez Real reaches out and takes it away. Suhani Singh able to track back and get a touch. Now finds Ruiz. Forward for Trujillo. Drops that back for the newly reinserted Rosemont. And she'll try to spring Esquivias up the right wing. Didn't quite get enough curl on it, though, to get it to bend into a happy position. That's straight out the back for a goal kick. DVC yet again against an opponent that does force them to do an awful lot of defending and counterattacking, but they have looked pretty decent when taking advantage of misses. The ball comes forward, knocked away by Ruiz, out for another CRC throw. Ortiz receiving. Throw of Cervantes, manages to resist the arrival of Rodas. Backpedals and now gets it to Ramos, who comes forward from the center stripe. She is now about 30 yards from goal. Up to the right side now for Ortiz. Rodas comes out to challenge. Ortiz gets in a hard cross towards the 6. Nearly knocked down here by the number 13, Sierra Rosemont. Her clearance, though, is going to go out the sideline at the midfield stripe. Vikings making sure to pack the 18 in that situation. Ruiz doing well to follow Ramos, who tracks back in search of the action. Cervantes loops it forward to Tau, where there's a decent bit of room. Tau and Ortiz now back into the center for Tau. Drop back towards the middle. Front of the center circle, Bailey sprays it out to the left. Still in the middle third right now. DePaco ahead for Tau, back to goal. Coming together with Rosemont. Consistent. Mr. Jubelhauer lets play continue. Correction, that was DeChoco who came through with that takeaway. Up ahead now, Singh. Knocked down by Esquivias. Going up against DePaco, her ball forward, knocked away, and it'll be out for a Viking throw on the right side of the attack. DVC next week, a pair of big heavies to face off with. They will host the defending state champions Folsom Lake on Tuesday. And then Friday they'll be on their way to Sierra to face off with the Wolverines in Rockland. Vikings continue to look to build an attack. This throw-in headed away. Remains Viking ball. Another throw to come. This CRC team, though, we mentioned a state semifinalist last year. And really the charge that came about to get that run going was a stellar run through the Big 8 tournament, where they became champions of the tourney for the first time since that came into existence in 2021. Ball forward, cut out by Diana Ruiz. Only comes back as far, however, as Medrano. Out to the left side, Sadie Stoll tracking back to the midfield stripe and now looking to get into full flight. Forward to the feet of Gonzalez, who's come out of the midfield. A midfielder forward in name. Comes up against the brick wall that is Maila Hicks. Ball played away and out the far sideline for a throw. Final quarter of an hour here from Elk Grove in this first half. Of course, as always, we'll have a little bit of local music for you in roughly 14 minutes time, courtesy of Dave Hughes of the Beat of Diablo. Substitution time here for Mr. Plasencia as the 13, Brenda Jimenez, enters in place of the 16, Cervantes. Jimenez, her 8th appearance of the season, just started once. She was a starter through most of last year's campaign, but it's been one of the surprising things to see, is gives you a sense of the promise of the freshman crop. So a throw-in is won over at the far sideline by Mila Ninkovic. It must be an awfully strong freshman crop. Of those 8 returners, 6 of whom were regular starters by the end of the season, only 3 of them have really been starting regularly for Coach Plasencia. Ball thrown into the body of Sierra Rosemont. She's tripped up at the midfield stripe. Free kick. Sierra looking to take it quickly. Mr. Jubelhauer says, slow it down. Not ready yet. Andy Tao also had not given the requisite 10 yards and will do so now. Ball just a few inches shy of the midfield stripe as Sierra Rosemont bombs this one forward. That's not really a bomb, that was a laser. Does get to the body of Suhani Singh on a hop. She ends up locked in battle with the 10, Nicole Morris. And it's Suhani committing the foul in attack. Free kick for the Hawks. Free kick to come from the defensive zone, and a discussion being had between Suhani and Nathan Ubelhauer. I'd forgotten how tall he is. That guy has got to be at least 6'4". Had a chance, obviously, to meet him to get the names of he and his crew. Ball's on the foot of Isabella Ramos for a moment. Now centrally for Stoll. Left side to Paco. Up ahead for Stoll. Rosemont challenging. Forces it back to the left, or to the left back. And now to the left center back. Now to the right center back. Medrano receives from Morris. Bailey tracking back, trying to provide some cover. Now finds Ortiz alone on the right side. Ortiz's first touch towards the wing. Now a fake of cutting inside. Looks to now dust Rodas up the right side. Has gotten by her. Enters the 18 from the right. Cuts through the arrival of a defender, and it's going to be a penalty kick for Cosumnes River College. Cristabel Rodas clips the legs of Ortiz. And so far this year, Ortiz has taken 2 of the 3 penalty kicks and converted them both. And she will head to the dot in search of goal number 2. Denise Correa getting ready to face what I believe is the first penalty kick of her goalkeeper career. From about 2 yards inside the box, direct central run-up for Angelina Ortiz. Referee's whistle, Ortiz versus Correa. Left-footed shot, and she manages to freeze Correa. As she closed the hips, made it look like she was going to the right side. Correa flinched that way, and it's in for goal number 2 here in minute number 35. Very much on brand for Ortiz. 6 goals this season coming into play, with 2 of them from the dot. Today she's got 1 of each. 1 from open play, a rifle shot to the near post. This time she beats Correa to the left side. And it's 2-0 Hawks here in Elk Grove with about 10 minutes left in the first half. And little number 6 has been creating all kinds of havoc. She is going to go off for a blow as Quinn Ansley comes in her place. Sophomore out of Wheatland. 3 goals and 3 assists on the season, so it doesn't get that much easier for the green and white, but the ball taken away here by Suhani Singh after a errant touch. Ruiz trying to go up the right side, cut off by the retreating number 22, Natalie Mendonça, who also came in at that substitution break. It's the 13, Jimenez, now playing it right back toward the center for Rosalie Beckham, who's also entered the fray. She wears the number 7, which just looks right for somebody named Beckham. Receives the ball right now from Ansley. Closure from Callista Rubel to take the ball away. Rodas having a little trouble domesticating it and will be forced to poke it into the spectator stands just in front of us. It'll be a CR throw, and now that they are close enough, we can see indeed special Pinktober jerseys. It is not just a question of sun bleaching the bright orange. Throw in from Jimenez to the body of Ansley, looks to get herself turned around Rodas, earns the byline, puts in a worm burner cross on the ground, sliding attempt by the 14, Maya Quinn. My goodness, that was a shift change from Cesar Plasencia after goal number 2. I have to take a moment here to recap everybody new that's out on the field. The important part is it is a corner kick for CR. It'll be coming from the right side, 3rd of the game for them, and it looks like it will be Brenda Jimenez to take it, with Quinn Ansley waiting as the short option. 2 DVC players in the vicinity, Lopez Real and Trujillo. This ball floated into the 18, met with the head of the center back, Nicole Morris, unable to direct it goalward, but it does stay in play for the arrival of Natalie Mendonça. She drops it back for a teammate, and that's going to give Suhani Singh a chance to take it away. She plays that off of DePaco, and it'll be a Viking throw from their defensive third. One thing DVC have struggled to do in these matches here, even as they've built well from the back, and even as they've trailed,
Angelina Ortiz,
is pick up that goal in the late going of the first half, that one that can shift momentum. They've gone close to it in the matches against American River. They did get the one against Modesto. Thought they might have a crack at one in the match against Delta a few days ago. Hit the crossbar, I believe, against Las Positas as well in a match that was 0-0 at that point. Those late first half goals can change a lot. We already know that here. 10 minutes to go, and Angelina Ortiz doubling the advantage. It does look like quite the mountain to climb for the green and white. The ball dropped back here, and almost a little bit of lazy possession, and here comes Sierra Rosemont looking to take a ball away from her opposing 13. Ansley receives it with her back to Rodas, can't keep it in play. Throw in to come for the green and white. Rosemont, certainly somebody with the want to. This one thrown over the top of her, still in battle with Jimenez. Earns another throw, and the Vikings will put on a substitute. It's going to be Esquivias leaving the field. Throw in to come here for Rodas, popped up off the foot of Lopez Real, but again, out the sideline, another throw to come. Rodas ready. We're now about 7 yards shy of the byline. That's to the body of Lopez Real. Tries to drop that back for Rodas. Unable to find her, and Rosemont at least denies the attempt at a counterattack, but it'll be a throw from the defensive third for the Hawks. 5.5 to go here in first half action. And the crowd has grown in bit by bit. This one tossed into the center for Bailey. Rosemont takes it away, absorbs contact, and earns DVC a free kick. And this is going to be from about 25 yards shy of the byline, maybe 3 yards inside the near side touchline. Got our Cartesian coordinates out here for you. I'm going to edit that maybe 20 yards shy of the byline. 2 in the wall. Sierra fakes the kick. Haven't heard a whistle yet. Don't know if we need one. She will hit this one goalward, and that is going to be cleared from in front of Chernay. Right back out where it came from by the CR defense. Held in, and nicely done there by Jimenez. Finds Ansley. Ansley trying to step around the pressure of Lopez Real. Now is going to end up in a foot race with Rodas. And as quick as Cristobal is, Ansley has got a good 6 inches of height on her. DeChoco in with a sliding challenge. Touches the ball away, and that's going to be a throw in now in the attacking third for CR. That goes straight to the 7, Beckham. Centrally for Bailey. Bailey thinks about a shot with the left boot. She will take it, and my goodness, Denise Correa absolutely fooled by the knuckleball, but she's able to keep it out. Ansley puts in a cross, deflected by Rodas and cleared by DeChoco. Rosemont will put it out the sideline. That must have knuckled in the air. Correa got herself stuck out her left foot, and just based on body language, I was expecting to be calling a third for CR. But got just enough on that, guided it about 2 yards clear of her goal out to the left side. Ansley receives the throw in near the right corner flag, banks it off of Rodas. It'll be a throw in, I believe. Doesn't go out the back. This time around, by the by, we're going to try and get into the break as quickly as we can. We had to cut off the lovely John Paul Hodge contribution to our halftime show on Tuesday because Jay Gima and I ran on at the mouth for just a little bit too long right after halftime, and I forgot how long the show was. We'll do better this time, John. Throw in from the right side, off the back of a CR player, cleared by DeChoco. That's also going to be out for a throw, but this time a great deal further away from the danger zone. Jimenez will take it straight back into the defense. Claimed there by Medrano. Morris. Up ahead for a touch for Bailey inside the center circle. give and go between the two of them. Now forced all the way back to Bailey under the pressure of Callista Rubel. She commits a foul, and it'll be a free kick for CR from inside the center circle. Appears to be Mendonça having replaced... oh no, there's Mendonça there. Still trying to figure out who has replaced DePaco, or if that is still DePaco out there. Might be Alicia Gonzalez, freshman out of Franklin. As I mentioned, full-scale shift change. I've counted by now at least 5 substitutions after that goal was scored. We approach the moment of the clock coming to a stop here as CR look to build in the three-quarter zone. Drop back to Bailey. Pivot sprays it out wide to the right side for Ansley. She has Jimenez on the overlap and now looks to feed her towards the byline. Jimenez crossing, and that is going to go over the back line before then hitting the crossbar. It'll be a goal kick. Had so much curl on it that it actually managed to get the woodwork, even though it had left the field to play first. Flag up on this side from Matt Fox, however, left no doubt. Two and zeros on the clock, 2 and a 0 on the scoreboard here as we approach the end of this first frame. It's a brace for Angelina Ortiz, goals number 7 and 8 on the season. The first one coming in the 12th minute on a gorgeous hit to the near post. Managing to wrong foot Correa on that one. Shoot it from a bit of shielding to leave her unsighted. Second one, a penalty kick given away after she'd cut inside Cristabel Rodas, and she made no mistake from the dot. Froze Correa with her run-up, and able to slot home the 2-0 goal. Suhani Singh at the midfield stripe, defending the ball, loses out, and it's a throw-in to CRC. And the fact that Suhani is at the midfield stripe trying to get involved in the action tells you about all you need to know about how things are currently going for the green and white. Ninkovic absorbs contact from behind in front of her own bench. Free kick DVC from the defensive zone. Going to be drilled deep by DeChoco. One touch off of Singh. Ball carries up the sideline and over the sideline for a throw-in. We may well have a minute or two added on here. We had the injury earlier. Sierra Rosemont fell under a tough challenge from Anissa Camila Gonzalez. Was down for about 2 minutes. Teams went back to their benches for a quick drink. It was at about the time that we've been having cooling breaks, although no need for that today. Just stand in front of the, I don't know, sky. A lot of wind coming up the field, and DVC are going to be going into the teeth of it in the second half. Sliding challenge for Callista Rubel, and it looks like she is going to pick up a yellow card for her troubles. Second game running that Callista has seen yellow, and she tried to claim a ball up in the attacking zone. Mendonça has put the ball down for a free kick from the defensive area for CRC. Mr. Jubelhauer does no longer have the mic, or the whistle rather, in his mouth, so doesn't look like we're going to see an immediate close to the action here as the Vikings battle. Sofia Lopez Real trying to hold on to the ball under pressure from Quinn Ansley, manages to bank it off the foot of the number 7 in white. CRC throw. Ball laid back for Beckham, but Rosemont will take it away, tries to hoof it forward, nearly hits a spectator who had her back to the action. That's not advised. Having your back to the action, not hitting the ball away from the CRC attack. That's absolutely advised. Callista takes the ball away here, and now hoofs one forward, and that might have been an attempt on goal. Very speculative. Trujillo had gotten off to a little bit of a run, might have wanted to wait and try to feed that. Over to the left side, CRC in possession at the midfield stripe. Ahead now where Ninkovic takes the ball away from a attacking winger. Looped by Hicks in the direction of Rubel, but cannot hold it in play. Out for another CR throw, and that is going to do it. Mr. Jubelhauer brings us to an end here. And so we reach the halftime break, and I need to make a quick edit on that. Since it wasn't a new score, I forgot to put it in here, but the other goal coming in minute number 35, also off the boot of Ortiz, 12th and 35th minute. That is where we stand here at the break. A pair of goals. We aren't going to listen to Alicia Keys. We're going to listen to local music from Concord Rock City, courtesy of Dave Hughes. 2-0 here. We'll see you back in 15. Enjoy the Beat of Diablo, folks.
This is Dave Hughes, and you're listening to select cuts from my weekly show, The Beat of Diablo, here on DVC Vikings Live Halftime. If you want to hear more local music, tune in this Sunday and every Sunday at 7 p.m. to Concord's iconic student-built 90.5 KVHS, Concord Rock City.
Known since her mother dissolved years ago. Water's tight and the crops they won't grow. Some things you gotta go through alone. I took a walk where the graffiti talks and the voices fade to a hum. I tripped on a rock, stop my big toe. Some things you gotta go through alone. Through the power lines, I see that endless sky. 'Cause I'll be alright. I'll be alright. Yes, I'll be. Preachers preach of community, but all communities have laws of their own. Laws of fun, but pick sides by design. So some things you gotta go through alone, just like solos. I'll be alright. I'll be alright. Yes, I'll be alright. Lucky me in the shade of a tree, without a care in the world. Peace of mind comes from patience you show. So some things you gotta go through. Some things that you've got to go through. Some things you gotta go through alone. It's not many things, but some things you gotta go through alone.
He's playing God in motel room, thinking that it's his story in the drawer. He's naming all that's left. When I walk in the door, all I see is an ocean with your mask and your coat on, and you're walking offshore, and I'm gathering seashells, and you're holding core, and I'm sand in the window, and you're gold in the water. I want you to know no one owes you their love, but they show you some more, 'cause you got what they want. You are everything you want, you are everything. You are everything you want, you are everything. You are everything you want, you are everything. You are everything, you are everything. You are everything you want, 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 you are everything. You are When I walk in the door, all I see is an ocean with your mask and your coat on, and you're walking offshore. You are everything you want, you are everything. And you're holding core. You are everything you want, you are everything. And you're gold in the water. You are everything you want, you are everything. All I see is an ocean. You are everything you want, you are everything. And you're walking offshore. You are everything you want, you are everything. You are everything you want, you are everything.
We gathered the nets and we headed it dawn. We got to the river, the water was gone. We gathered a group and we headed upstream, a day and a night till we reached the ravines. We came to a camp, there were horses and cattle, and hundreds of people were digging the dirt and exploding the rocks. They were building a dam up the water. Now the children, they won't have enough to eat. Let the salmon come along, yeah, swimming up the stream. Come along, yeah, swimming up the stream. Call for the elders, send for the bands. Start up a stew and prepare for a dance. Pinch your tobacco and braid up your hair. Fire the stones and offer your prayer. Call up your mama, your cousins, your friends. Call to the east, to the south, to the west. To come to the north, we will meet at the river. We're going to fight for the water. Take your body and throw it out to sea. Let the salmon swim along and bring it back to me. Swim along and bring it back to me. Take your body and throw it out to sea. Let the salmon swim along and bring it back to me. Swim along and bring it back to me. Come along, just swimming up the stream. Come along, just swimming up the stream.
"45 more minutes coming to you here from DVC Vikings Live Radio. Elsewhere at DVC this weekend, we told you a little bit earlier, cross country, women's water polo, men's water polo, volleyball, and football all also in action. Cross country just before the Vikings got rolling here in Cosumnes River. They are at Santa Rosa at the Pat Ryan Invitational. Women's water polo in the Marin Crossover. Men's water polo at the Cuesta Classic. Volleyball tonight at American River. And of course football at the stadium hosting San Mateo in their Bay 6 opener. You can watch that right here on DVC Vikings Live. And for the Vikings of the soccer persuasion, a look at what is to come after these 45 minutes. Home next week to Folsom, and then on the road in Rockland against Sierra, and then a pair of home games to finish things off in Big 8 play prior to the tournament. We are just about ready for action, kicking off in this very moment. 2-0 the scoreline behind a pair of Angelina Ortiz goals. Her quality was the real story of half number one, absolutely torturing the Vikings up the right wing, eventually managing to cut inside twice, once letting loose with a rip to the near post that just did beat a diving Denise Correa, and the other time earning a penalty that she converted herself. 2 goals for her in the 12th and 35th, and that is where we stand right now. DVC conceding possession off the opening kickoff to Cosumnes River. It does look to be a lot of the original starting lineup back out here as Anissa Camila Gonzalez receives a ball, fires from distance, and that is saved by Denise Correa. 6th CR shot. She's got 4 saves. As the drop kick is off the body of Diana Ruiz. Claimed immediately again by CR, and here is Ortiz again, cutting inside, letting loose again another shot, and it's 2 quick ones on goal inside the opening minute of second half play. Vikings looking to get their heads back on straight. For DVC, Callista Rubel at the moment, the isolated forward up at the center. Suhani Singh appears to be playing on the wing. It's Sierra Rosemont right now that's taking a ball away, resists a challenge from Gonzalez. Now leaves that for Singh, and she tries to loop this over the back line of the defense for Rubel. Had it not gotten stuck in the wind, I think that was going to be a heck of an assist. Rubel still doing battle with Ramos and the 23, Meng Tru Her. First action we've seen for her so far today. Ball up ahead looking for Tao, and she's able to get that after the challenge of Rosemont. Good work though by Rodas tracking back. She'll reclaim. Leaves that for Esquivias, who's over at the left wing. She and Singh bracketing Rubel in the attack here as we get going. Briefly cleared, knocked down again by Rodas. Vikings maintain possession for a moment. Now it's Meng Tru Her taking it away. Drop back to Medrano. Forward to the chest of Tao, who manages to shield that ball away from Hicks as the two of them rotated all the way around in a circle. Ball forward for her. Drop back now to the 18, Ramos. And now out here to the left wing. CRC attacking right to left across your YouTube progress bar. And it is to Paco, back and forth with Gonzalez. Bit of an errant touch and she loses possession, trying to feed Stoll up the left side. So it seems to be Stoll, Tau, and Ortiz again, your front line. Midfield presently consisting of Gonzalez, Her, and Ramos. And the only other change from the starting lineup right now appears to be that Medrano remains as the center back. So Medrano and Her, otherwise as you were. Ball up ahead looking for DePaco, and that's a bit of a heavy touch over the back line as she tried to surge forward. And last thing you want if you're DVC here is to have to deal as well with the CR center, or outside backs rather, getting too involved in the attack. Cervantes, for the most part, stayed back. We did see a little more aggression from Jimenez, the 13, when she came in up this right wing. In the early going here, DePaco very ready to go. Your statistical reset at the break, it was CR outshooting the Vikings on shots on goal 4-2, although DVC's a bit on the docile side. A shot from distance from Callista Rubel from about 45 yards. The only one that was particularly intriguing was Suhani Singh meeting across from the left side at the near post. Here's a ball up the left wing. Stoll working on Ninkovic. Mila touches it away from her, and it is out the back, last touched by the 8 in white. Often tough from this distance to tell when the AR's all the way at the far corner, whether he's signaling for goal kick or a corner. This ball in, Correa punches it away. Nicely done, and the clearance by Rodas is going to come all the way to Callista Rubel, trying to defend that ball at the center circle, waiting for the cavalry to arrive. 5 players behind her in blue. Singh has it. Back behind Trujillo. And too short for Ruiz. Claimed here by CRC. Gonzalez, Tau, Ramos, now looking for the right wing again for the run of Angelina Ortiz. She'll chase that down and get to it at the corner flag. Has it on her left foot. Loops a ball in near the head of Gonzalez, just over it. Stoll will clean it up. Stoll working on the left side. Manages to dust a player and fires home a goal after planting Mila Ninkovic in the ground. And Sadie Stoll has made it 3-0 in minute number 50. I'm not quite sure exactly what that move was, but it was quite something. He said Ortiz had managed to chase down a brilliant ball that was played up towards the left, or the right corner flag. She needed to get at full flight to get there. Basically stepped on it, came to a stop, put it across with the left boot, nearly found the head of Anisa Camila Gonzalez for an opportunity. But it got over her. Stoll closed it up at the far post. Dribbled in retro for a moment, and then seemed to have Ninkovic in on her body, made a spin that just left the Vikings number 8 for dead. As Mila, meanwhile, absorbs a foul here as DVC were looking to build. Up the right side of the midfield, but a heck of a spin move. Ninkovic hit the deck, and Stoll had a chance to fire one-on-one with Correa and made no mistake. 3-0, the Hawks looking every bit a team that made a state semifinal a year ago, and a defending Big 8 tournament champion. Into the teeth of the wind, Rosemond's ball had some spice on it initially and then is cleared. Trujillo with a decent flick-on header, but it's going to be a tough thing trying to put a ball into that wind and expect it to go anywhere you intend. Ninkovic chasing down the ball here and now finds Tau. Tau dusts to Choco on the dribble, now tries to feed Stoll, who just got herself on the score sheet. Ninkovic clears that, stays in front of the byline, and will go out for a throw-in deep in the attacking third on the left side. As we always do here on DVC Vikings Live, we will take you a bit around the horn, although we're waiting on a result from DVC men's water polo the other night against Delta. Here's a ball forward that's going to be just a little high for Mandy Tau off the boot of the left back. or rather the left center back, Nicole Morris, who had peeled all the way over to the left for the throw-in. One hop straight to Correa. Goal kick controlled by Rosemont. Now it's Suhani Singh trying to work her way past the 12. DePaco got by her a little bit, now has her riding her back, tries to spin around and does get some space, has her left arm being held the whole way and nothing given, and Suhani Singh on her back, and that was a little blatant even for me. Nothing given here. And Sadie Stoll off to full flight here. Maila Hicks trying to chase. Ella DeChoco gets on the ground and sweeps it away. Gonzalez reclaims at the center stripe, sprays this out wide to Ortiz. Esquivias on that. Esquivias sticks a foot out, able to take it away. She'll drop that back for Rodas, back to Carol. Carol and Cristobal in the early part of this season. A very promising tandem as this one's over the top looking for Rubel, and Callista just can't quite bring it down. Out for a throw. Since we never did get that men's score, I have not finished my water polo graphic, so we'll just tell you, Vikings water polo, they faced off with a very good San Joaquin Delta team and fell 18-5, but on the good news side of things, Sophia Goodson, her team leading 22 goals, picked up her 4th hat trick of the season, and both of those teams, as we said, are going to get a bunch of action over the next couple of days here. Women in Novato and the men in San Luis Obispo, and then they'll both be streamed live here on DVC Vikings Live for the first time. As the throw-in is going to be retaken here, as Mr. Jubelhauer did not like where Ellie DePaco took it from. Throw-in immediately knocked away by Mila Ninkovic. Another throw to come from exactly where the referee earlier did not like it being taken. This is up over the top of Mandy Tao, who's now in pursuit of the ball. Working on Ella DeChoco, earns the byline, slides across to the center where that is repelled by Diana Ruiz. Picked up by DePaco. Singh challenging. Here comes a cross towards the far post. Bit of a scuffed touch by Carol Esquivias, but it got the job done. Fed back in here by CR. Ana Camila Gonzalez, she fires, and that's right to the hands of Denise Correa. Anissa Camila Gonzalez. I think I might have said Ana Camisa, which would literally be Anna Shirt. That is not right. Sorry if that's what I did. Ball on the foot of Mila Ninkovic as she sweeps in to clean up a ball forward from the CR midfield. DeChoco got a little bit too close to her opposing 23, her. Banks it off of her. And now it's Tao ahead. And the Vikings exposed with their center back out of position at the moment. It's on the foot of Stoll again, right at the half moon. Tried to get moving, has her hand held by Rosemont, and Mr. Jubelhauer sees that. Foul committed, 6th against the Vikings to 4 against CRC. It's going to be a free kick. Anissa Camila Gonzalez standing over it, just to the left of the half moon. Vikings putting the wall into place, and the center official making sure it's actually 10 yards away. 4 in that wall. Maila Hicks also trying to run a little bit of interference. CRC are going to station 2 others in that vicinity. It's a quick little scheme as 2 touches are taken rapidly by Stoll and her. The shot from Nicole Morris, wide and a little high. Substitution time, DVC. Putting Sofia Lopez Real back into the fray. And it would appear as she takes the long walk around that it's Mila Ninkovic who's coming out. '57th minute here. If you're just joining us, a pair of goals by Angelina Ortiz in the first half. One of them from the dot staked CR to a 2-0 halftime lead. 5 minutes into second half action, Sadie Stoll made it 3. DVC looking for a response and something to build on with a tough week coming up in conference play. Callista Rubel working her way up the left side and rumbling. Gets through one defender, collides with another as she had lost the ball, and winds up earning herself a throw-in. That's a 1-on-2, and you see, or I see, and I relate to you, the physical force that Callista is capable of exerting. She does have to be a little bit careful. One of the stories we have not mentioned since we came back from the break is that Rubel is on a yellow. Throw-in is taken with a nice little touch into the wing. Here's a ball squared up in the direction of Trujillo. Popped up in the air by the defense. Bouncing. A lot of English on it. And the wind finally cleared away as it stayed in play. I don't think you would have put money on it doing so after it was hit by the defender originally, but stuck in the wind. A ton of backspin. And DVC did have a chance to get onto it. CR cleared. Now it's Rosemont going Route 1, trying to find Singh. Knocked down, however, by the backline defense, Nicole Morris, and she's surging into the attack. Vikings, if they could have gotten it there, almost taken by Sofia Lopez-Real, might have made CR pay for that. Stoll receives it. Morris all the way down in the left corner right now. Stoll still on the ball. Same kind of run that earned the free kick earlier. Here comes the shot from Gonzalez, and it's straight into the belly of the Vikings. 0 in yellow. Right into her chest. Correa's goal kick stuck in the wind. Claimed by Ruiz. Manages to find Suhani Singh with some space on the right side. Gonzalez crashing to her. Suhani up ahead looking for Rubel. A little bit too far to the right. Rubel held, and finally there's a whistle for that. Pulled back notably around the waist by Ellie DePaco, and that earns the Vikings a free kick. It's good work by Rubel there, as the original ball had favored DePaco, and Rubel came through and got her body in the way. Claimed possession. This ball on the right side of DVC's attack, about, we'll call it 38 yards from goal. Rubel floating this one. It's going to be on one hop to Chernay. A little bit difficulty trying to claim it as it took the short hop right at an unfortunate distance from her, but able to claim it all the same. Ball forward, one touch by Ramos into the right wing. As we approach the midfield stripe right now, Angelina Ortiz at a gallop. Puts this one forward. Actually, now I think it's Ortiz. That was one of the midfielders earlier. She stays on it, now cuts it onto her left, dribbling in retro, the ball through, and Sierra Rosemont heads that away over the back line. It'll be the 5th CRC corner kick of today's game. They'll take that corner very short as two players went over into the corner. It's DePaco forward into the box for Stoll. She's going to put one towards the penalty dot. Knocked away by DVC. Mong Tru Her comes up with it. Now over to the right side, cross to the far post looking for Stoll. She tries to clear that up. Back heels it back towards the 6-yard box, but it had already gone over the back line. Just looking for the sort of move that I once upon a time saw Riccardo Meggiorini do for my beloved Chievo Verona. It's a ball put in from the top of the 18, or maybe a little further than that, that looked like it was going over the back line, and he sprinted after it, slid, backheeled it right to the head of a striker at the top of the 6-yard box, and the entire, I think it was Lazio defense, just looked at each other like, what in the heck was that? You know a goal's good when the moment that the attacker has struck it with their head, even before it's hit the back of the net, he's already turning and looking at the guy and pointing at him. Suhani Singh intercepts the ball. She's going to try from about 35 yards, and that is ambitious at best. Vikings getting a touch on the desperate side at the moment, down 3-0. Stoll centrally manages to avoid the run of Trujillo. Mong Tru Her on it right now into the center circle. The 18, Isabella Ramos, over to the right side. Her ball forward for Tau, cut off by DeChoco. Recovered in the midfield by CR. They try to ladle it over the right side for Ortiz. That goes well over the line. Rodas in pursuit. DVC volleyball, we mentioned in action tonight against American River College. They fell to Sierra 3-0 in a match on Tuesday at home. A very tight first set against one of the better teams in Northern California. Unfortunately, after falling in that one 25-23, rather capitulated from that point forward. As we said, they're in action against AR and will be back home next week. Claimed their first conference victory in a couple of years earlier this season, but have lost out on the opportunity to get a few more. Here's Sadie Stoll again, slides a ball across the 6-yard box, and that is fired home. That one, I believe, buried by the 18, Isabella Ramos, waiting for her to firmly turn her back towards me. But I believe that's who's gotten it. Stoll fed up the left wing, reached the byline, put a ball on the ground. And indeed, it is the 18, Isabella Ramos. She picks up her 3rd goal of the season, and CR make it 4. That one coming here in minute number 63. So far, it's basically anyone with a 5-letter last name. Just guard the heck out of them. Ortiz, Stoll, and Ramos, the goal scorers for Cosumnes River today. And it is on the foot of Sadie Stoll again as she cuts her run in toward the center. Stoll's goal earlier was her 7th of the season. Bit of an interplay here at the edge of the 18, and it just scooted around a couple of Vikings, but finally cleared up by the DVC back line. Trujillo tried to hook that one over her own head for a clearance and did everything right technically, and I think it still went back the other way because of the wind. It's one thing to have the wind in your face metaphorically, it's a whole other one to have it in your face quite physically. Cross again from CR in the direction of Mandy Tao, defended by Hicks. In pursuit is Gonzalez on the left side. She'll claim it, cuts it onto her right, squares it for Stoll, gives it right back to Gonzalez. That one's on the ground and claimed by Correa. Tough day at the office for the green and white. They have really only looked dangerous about once in today's game. Nice ball in from the left side from Sofia Lopez Real that Suhani Singh met at the near post, and just a little more altitude on her flick, and they might have made it 1-1. This might feel like a very, very different game. It's moments after that they conceded the PK that made it 2, and this second half has been one-way traffic, punctuated only by a couple of rips from about 40 yards away by the Vikes. Carla Skivius on the ball right now. Forward now looking for Rubel. Looks to take the defender on the dribble. It's Nicole Morris. Drives towards the right side. Edge of the 18. She is going to put in a cross that is blocked out by Morris for the Vikings' 2nd corner.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, catching you up on the goal scoring. The 3rd goal credited to number 3, Sadie Stoll. The assist to number 6, Angelina Ortiz. 4th goal credited to number 18, Isabella Ramos. The assist, number 3, Sadie Stoll.
So Stoll with a goal and an assist, as you hear from the public address announcer now to her name. Ortiz adding an assist to her 2 goals in first half action. Ramos, in fact, judged to be the one who put in the assist on the 1st goal of the game. So every goal scorer also with a helper today. Esquivias, the corner kick from the right side. A block of dark blue, ready to take that. It comes out to Rubel. She lets fire from about 20 yards. That one had a little more of the venom that would be necessary, but unfortunately went about 10 feet high. The earlier attempt to fire one from distance did not have anywhere near that much stank on it. That's a little more like it. Get yourself firmly over that, and that one will ripple the twine. CRC playing out from the back. The Vikings at the moment, with Hannah Walden having entered the action, and she takes off Callista Rubel in the center forward position. Ball on the foot here of the 26, Anissa Camila Gonzalez, over to the left side here for Stoll. The story was the right wing during the first half. It has very much been the left wing here in the second. Ninkovic able to handle her this time, but the clearance is wide of Esquivias and will go out for a CR throw. Presently Esquivias on the right, Lopez Real on the left, and Walden in the center. First time we've seen Hannah as a field player in quite some time. Played a bit in those first 3 matches, as well as being the lone substitute available and eventually the 11th person healthy on the roster in that game against Cabrillo. But since then, has largely been playing at the back when at all. CRC with the ball on the foot of Emily Ruiz. She's come back in for Medrano. Sliding challenge takes the ball away for a moment for DVC, but unable to hold. Nicole Morris out to the left side here for the 12, DePaco. It's Rosalie Beckham, the 7, who came in as a substitute a moment ago. Loses the ball in possession, comes to Walden. Pressure coming over her back. Walden trying to defend it, rolls it away from Beckham. Nicely done. Tries to put this up the right side, but nobody running into the space for the DVC Vikings. Back and forth between the center backs and the midfield trident, and a foul whistled against DVC in the meanwhile. It'll be a free kick from just to the left of the center circle for Nicole Morris. Free kick is driven deep on one hop. Denise Correa will come out and claim it as Mandy Tao was lurking. Have to imagine with the action on either side of her, 2 goals and an assist for Ortiz, 1 goal and 1 assist for Sadie Stoll. Number 2 in navy blue might be feeling a little bit left out. Vikings going in retro at the moment just to try to recover possession. They do so though. Trujillo, Rodas, up ahead now trying to find Sofia Lopez Real. Picked off by the 16 Cervantes and played off of Sofia's hand. That'll be a throw in for CR, and we'll take the moment here to tell you a little bit about what's going on in DVC football, where they have been away from home for about as long as the Vikings were before Tuesday's game against Delta. Both teams before this week had played their last home fixture on the 20th of September. That was a resounding win by football against Feather River and the 1-1 draw that DVC soccer played against Butte. Since then, football, a shutout win at Sacramento City and a tough loss, largely courtesy of 4 turnovers against Shasta, 22-15. But encouraging stuff against Sac City. They currently sit at number 14 in the JCAB poll. 3-2 record under new coach Jimmy Collins, and they will be facing off with San Mateo tonight. That kicking off in exactly 2 hours on DVC Vikings Live. We hope you'll join us there. I think back to a couple of years, I think it was 2 years ago when Mike Darr was still with the program, when the DVC Vikings faced off with San Mateo, went down by 3 touchdowns, and then scored 23 unanswered points to win a game that seemed to come out of nowhere against a team that at the time was, I think, number 1 in the state. I hope this isn't a fishing story where it's going to get more and more fantastical and more distance from reality every time I tell it. But to the best of my recollection, that's how it went. CR coming up the field, it's Nicole Morris, again, well out to the left wing. A quick give and go with Rosalie Beckham. Now it's back to Stoll. Thought about loading up a shot with the right. She will now, and that's going to go well over Correa's goal. Substitutions coming fast and furious for Mr. Plasencia. 3 more into the match. I know one of those is Quinn Ansley because no one else on the team is that tall. Might be the 14 Maya Quinn as well, or perhaps the 24 Annalise George. That's who it is. We'll try and give you the lowdown as we go. Goal kick is going to fall right to the head of Beckham. Straight to the feet of Stoll. Squared up for Mandy Tao, trying to work her way through the arrival of Maila Hicks, and will do no such thing. Maila with a little space in the center, tries to bring one up ahead now for Sofia Lopez Real, looking to touch that through Brenda Jimenez, one of the other subs that just came in, but Jimenez denies her that alley. Ball held in play at the right side by Ansley. Poked out by Rodas. Throw in to come here for CRC with 18.5 to go in today's encounter. Ansley, now Tao. Rodas stepping up to intercept. Maybe a little bit of a ward off from Ramos, but nothing given for the most part. Mr. Jubelhauer has been consistent. I think there was one down here where Suhani Singh got held that drove me a little nuts. I may have overreacted to that. Otherwise, no real problems with the way that that game's been called so far. CR have just made the most of their opportunities. DVC have struggled immensely to get any presence inside the box over the course of roughly 73 minutes so far. Ansley receives a ball on the right side, now using the wheels to try and blast by Cristabel Rodas, but last touch is too heavy and it's over the back line for a goal kick. Another substitution for CR, because why not? You'll notice maybe the most eye-popping thing about our graphics right now is exactly how much longer the Hawk roster is at the moment than the DVC roster, and that, of course, in no way assisted by the more recent losses of Miki Miyazaki to the ankle injury and Marina Ognian to the broken clavicle on Tuesday, as Esquivias tries to work her way through the newly inserted George. Nothing doing. And it would appear that Alina Rodriguez, who was questionable to start as we arrived here in Elk Grove, seems to be held out of today's game, as this one is looped over the top, looking for Hannah Walden. She's going to run at Emily Ruiz, but Ruiz will get to it first. Forward for Bailey. CR up ahead to the center stripe for Ansley. Rodas in pursuit. My goodness, Ansley has got a turbo boost. Wow, that was a shift in acceleration there, and she launches one towards the near post, caught by Denise Correa. We see a flag up. Looks like the player who had taken off was offside as well as she put in that cross, but either way, free kick, goal kick, it's going to be from the same spot. Not much of a difference functionally unless Denise happens to hit this one into the back of the net, which into a 16-mile-an-hour breeze would be something. Not to say that Denise hasn't had her share of bangers in her past as a midfielder. Ball is out of play for a Viking throw just across midfield over by the DVC player benches as we approach the final quarter of an hour. Throw in immediately reclaimed here by CR. And they look to attack again. Front of the center circle on the foot of Beckham. Now feeds George coming up from left back. Esquivias in pursuit. Still George. Slides this one towards the penalty dot at about hip height. Cleared away by Hicks. Right back to George. Beckham recycles and now looks to put it to the right side. Lopez Real got a touch to it, working against Jimenez. She'll take it away, and Sofia looks to go into turbo. Lopez Real's got some room to run into, rather, over on the left side. Does so, takes that space. Now gets locked in the battle with Jimenez, now spins her in a circle, works towards the left side, and it's going to be Emily Ruiz taking it away, out for a Viking throw as we hit the final quarter of an hour. Melanie Chernay over at the far right side in the pink goalkeeper kit has not had a ton to do today. Takes a sip of water and gets ready here for the Vikings to try to put together an attack in the late going. Would appear the ball retrieved by Alina Rodriguez, rather. Throw in immediately reflected right back out of play by CR. 3 shots on goal in today's game, 2 of them from 30 plus yards. The other one from about 30 centimeters. Comes a ball over the top. That is going to wind up, though, straight to Chernay. I don't think that was an attempted shot. It was just a cross that wound up too central. Suhani Singh steps up to cut off a pass out of the back. Lopez Real trying to work through 2 defenders. Is already ready to be indignant, but does actually get the foul call this time. Haven't been keeping rigorous track of the fouls, but I believe it's roughly even between the 2 sides. The 1 yellow card, as we mentioned, to Callista Rubel, who came out very soon after a physical encounter and may well have been pulled just to be reminded, hey, you can't do that. You pick up another yellow, we're in a lot of trouble here. Free kick to come. DVC about to take it. It's Sierra Rosemont. This one looping towards Chernay and doesn't quite have enough height. That's another one where without the breeze in your face, that might have been just a little higher and snuck in under the crossbar. Long ball met by Milaninkovic. That's going to fire its way into the stands. Tried to meet that on the volley. Went out of play here on the near sideline. More substitutions. Ramos out. I think we've got Melissa Evangelista, the 17. Cesar Plasencia emptying the bench here, as well as the 11, Mia Evangelista, so both Evangelista siblings in. Vikings Sister Act, of course, has come to an end for 2024 due to the injury to Marina Ogmian. DVC's depth certainly causing fits here, as the Vikings have just not had a ton of running in those legs, 2 goals in each half. Going against a team like this, it's tough going when you know you've got to conserve energy right from the get-go. Esquivias comes together with Beckham as the Vikings briefly take the ball away. Rosemont contending for it, but ends up in the center back line. Ruiz lost control for a moment. Just a bit of an unforced error, but Bailey there to clean it up. Here comes CR again up the right side. Ansley trying to dust Rodas. Puts in a cross. That is going to go straight over the back line, though, after a touch from a Viking. It will be corner kick number 6. We'll take a look at DVC cross country here with about a dozen minutes left in today's encounter. Vikings cross country team, when last in action, we're at the Toro Park Invitational 2 weeks ago. Men finished 7th out of 15 schools, women 5th out of 10. And Alana Sevier continues to light the world on fire as this cross off the corner kick comes in, punched by Correa and cleaned up by DVC. There is a rip from distance. My goodness, Emily Ruiz hit that first time from about 30 yards. It's blocked by DVC, claimed here by the 19, Mia Perez, and sprayed out wide to the right side. We're out of play, throw in to the Vikings in their defensive third. But you see some of the results there. Sevier 5th at Toro Park, running the 3 miles in just under 20 minutes, and it did 3 kilometers in just under 11 minutes to be the top JUCO finisher at the Kyle Robinson, which was also at Santa Rosa. Of course, cross country at Santa Rosa as well. Sevier, along with all the other folks you see there, including Solari, both of whom were celebrated as NorCal Region and Big 8 Runners of the Week. 2 of them in action this afternoon, and we'll look forward to telling you about it in 4 days' time when the Vikings welcome Folsom Lake to Pleasant Hill. And we get back on the air. Final 10 minutes of action here from Elk Grove. Annalise George stepped on the ball and fell for a moment. Walden not quite able to take it away in time. Hicks, though, will reflect that pass. Walden settles. George takes it away again. Beckham centrally for Bailey. Going route 1. Layoff here by Perez for Beckham. Tries to put it to the left side where it's cut off by Milaninkovic. Her ball forward. It's just the kind of day it's been for DVC. Off the back of Annalise George's head as she was retreating. And the Vikings lose possession again because that touch couldn't have been more perfect to put it at the feet of one of her teammates. It's just been that kind of day. Quinn Ansley battling with Rodas at the far sideline, right in front of the CRC bench. Christabel's Byrne to throw in. Wind picking up here as the sun gets lower and lower in the sky. I have a brim of a hat and I'm still having to shade my eyes. If anything, it makes you thankful that this game isn't happening 3 weeks from now when the sun would be straight into our faces right at about 5:30 p.m. Off the throw-in, CRC recovers possession in the center circle. Ruiz out to George. And now it is the 19, Perez, bodied up on Hicks, drops it back now to George. Left side for Evangelista, Melissa type. Beckham, back to Medrano, who's back into the game as well. George, left side. Centrally now for Beckham, towards the center circle. Back into the defense for for Emily Ruiz, who showed us that she's got a sledgehammer in that right boot a moment ago. Vikings take it away. Suhani Singh wrong-footed Casey Trujillo. She peeled her run in to the interior, and she went over her left side. Ball reflected, and here comes Ansley, and CRC running at the DVC back line again. Cuts her run into the center, has it on her left boot, takes a shot, deflected at point-blank range, comes free, and a great diving save off Rosalie Beckham by Denise Correa. Don't tell Denise what the score is. 4-0, who cares? She is at full stretch on that one and pushes it wide to the post. Denies Beckham what would have been her second goal of the season and first since non-conference play when she tallied against Evergreen Valley. It is, however, the seventh CRC corner kick. Coming from the left side after that stop by Correa. This ball in toward the near post. Out comes Correa. Punches it away from in front of the outstretched boot of a CRC player looking to crash the near post. Looks like it's going to be Mia Perez to take this after she digs it out of a bush. Ball falling towards the 18, a near Olympico cleared off the line by Maila Hicks. Would have been a goal for Mia Perez. That one definitely had the curl. Trujillo takes it away. Rather, Brenda Jimenez, the one who took that 13, not 19. It's now Mia Perez on the ball, working against Maila Hicks. Ball cleared, but Maila denies. First Correa, then Maila. Deny CRC a fifth here in minute number 84. Beckham on the ball just in front of the center circle, drifts wide right, now leaves it for Ansley. Looks to get off to a run. Rodas watching her. Along with Ruiz. They both force her inside. Now the ball up the middle to Perez, who had her back to goal, taken off of her by Esquivias. Ball forward right to the feet of Beckham. That's the other thing that's been pretty characteristic of today's action for DVC. A lot of balls given away, and I think the big question is going to be how much of that was CR pressure and how much of that was DVC just not getting their heads up and making the right pass. There's been some concern about the building out of the back, that the Vikings tend to look for their short option, and when it's not there, panic a little bit. Ball cleared here. Trujillo will hold it in front of the CRC player bench. Has a player on her back. Now scoots around Emily Ruiz, cutting over to the left side. Looped over the left, looking for Lopez Real. Can she get there before it's out of play? She does. Cheers from the DVC player bench. Ball played in the direction of Singh, but cut off by Ruiz. There, Ruiz. Stepping up from the defensive line is Ella DeChoco. No correction, Diana Ruiz. Looking for a stabbing challenge to try to take a ball away in the midfield. Sierra Rosemont ends up nutmegged by Mia Perez. Ball forward for Beckham. She tries to hit it first time. Blocked by DeChoco and Hicks. Falls to Ansley. She puts in a cross towards the top of the 6. Header is off the crossbar and into the hands of Correa. Search me as to why, but 5-0 would feel very different from 4-0. I can already tell. Just psychologically, DVC have not played awfully, but the beginning of the second half was a bit rough as they adjusted to that wind, had a hard time connecting passes, gave up the late penalty in the first half and then the very early goal in the second, and it's been a tough slog since then. Lucky not to be trailing by more than 4. Beckham on the ball about 40 yards from goal, puts that to the feet of Perez near the left top corner of the box. Perez in battle with Hicks. Squares it for Beckham. Bypasses Perez, trying to put it to Jimenez on the left side. Correction, Evangelista. Esquivias takes it away. Ninkovic cuts inside Evangelista, loses possession of the ball. Hicks was there to clean it up, though. Forward to Singh. Now Esquivias into the center circle and nobody there. Mia Evangelista for CRC sprays it to the left side, or right side for them. DVC's left side, and here comes Casey Trujillo, who's favored by the clearance. Trujillo at full flight. Trujillo sliding challenge, and it's hit away by Emily Ruiz. Ball rolling towards the sidelines. Lopez Real will block the attempted clearance. It's out for a throw-in the defensive third with 3 minutes left. Trujillo, as Rodas stepped up to close out the ball from Mia Evangelista, took a funky little deflection off a CRC player, favored Trujillo coming out behind two other players. It was Emily Ruiz on the recovery run, able to deny Casey a chance to shoot on frame. Sliding challenge on Ansley is not going to get it done by Diana Ruiz. Here comes Ansley again, running one more time here at DeChoco. Trying to track her back. Hicks has come way over to the right side to try to provide cover, and it is finally a sliding challenge by DeChoco. Ball out the back, another CR corner. As the clock prepares to stop here, we'll take one last look at what the Big 8 standings looked like coming into play today. This victory will mean CR have 6 points from a possible 9 as this ball floats in at the near post, headed away from just in front of Denise Correa, and now cleared by Sofia Lopez Real, and it does look like the player who got that ball away is still on the ground in front of Denise. Concerns of a head injury, and so of course the center referee Nathan Ubelhar is going to call things to a stop and bring on the training staff. Appears to be Ella DeChoco who went in. Also pulls up her shirt. I don't know if she got cleated or something by a high boot. Has a word with the center official as well. A little more demonstrative than I've seen her in the past. I hope everything is okay, but looked like she might have been showing a mark on her abdomen at one point. We'll find out in not too long as we go and rejoin the team and get ready for the trip back to Pleasant Hill, where DVC will play 3 of their final 4 matches of Big 8 play. We'll see what transpires in the other games. Sierra Sac City, you would imagine likely a pretty comfortable win for Sierra, barring something truly crazy. We'll get a better sense of the quality of Santa Rosa when they face off with Folsom Lake. And then AR and Modesto, the 2 teams who faced DVC in Week 1, in action this afternoon at 1:30. We don't have scores for any of those as yet, but we'll look forward to finding out and telling you all about where things stand when we come back to you in 4 days' time. And there is that upcoming DVC schedule. Folsom and Sierra next week. Home on Tuesday, road on Friday, as CR earn another corner kick on a ball up the left side and a cross deflected out by DVC. Looking forward to that final week where we're going to have a guest commentator for at least one of those 2 games, former DVC assistant coach Alex Lobben. So make sure you tune in for those 2. Tune in for all of them, but don't miss those 2. They're going to be really good. Corner kick taken toward the far post, knocked down with the head of the 8, Ansley, and blocked over there by Sofia Lopez Real to again deny CR a sniff at goal number 5. Throw in is taken off the body of a DVC defender, claimed by the Vikings. Trujillo does bring it down, now tries to loop this over the head of Hannah Walden. Claimed by Emily Ruiz. And now on the foot of Annalise George. Left for the 22, Mendonça. As Plasencia continues his rotations here, just about everybody gets into just about every game for this club. As Suhani Singh claims a ball, challenged by Rosalie Beckham, and right now just seeing the effect of all those fresh legs, and that is going to be enough for our center official, and it is a 4-0 result here today. Ortiz with a pair of goals in the first half, Stoll and Ramos in the first 20 minutes of the second half made it 4-0, and CR with a resounding victory today over the green and white. DVC will regroup. As we said, 2 tough games next week, but they've been a much different team on the home grass. The winless streak, unfortunately, extends to 10 games following the 3 matches that the Vikings won to start 2024. This doesn't feel like the appropriate music for the way I'm feeling, and so I'm going to send you to our standard final music. You know when to come see us again. You know where to be, whether it's online or at Vikings Field. We look forward to seeing you there. For Joe Hickey, I am Joe Hickey, for no one in particular, wishing you dreams of green. We'll see you next time.